I'm Eric Riney from the Management Department here in the Walker School. And really quickly, I just wanted to show you guys how you can set up your instructor station in order to use Webnet in an effective way. I've been doing this for several years, and this has worked great for me, and I think it's a way that can help you be more impactful as you teach on ground in combination with Webnet or video conferencing students in. Again, I've done this for several years and it works really well. Okay, so to begin with, the first thing I want to do is talk about some of the equipment and get you familiar with it. So what we have here is laptop, and I'm using a PC, but this will work just as well with the Mac. You could also have a separate video camera. However, most of your contemporary laptops have a camera built in. So it's not necessary to have a camera, but sometimes the additional camera could work out better. All right. Also, this is not mandatory either, but having a good microphone works really well. And sometimes even better than the built-in mic that you might have on the laptop or the built-in mic that you might have in your portable camera. Also, make sure that you have your plug to your laptop. I don't know how many times I've forgotten my plug in the middle of class and my laptop goes dead. Yes, Mac users, I know what you're thinking. Yours won't go dead. Maybe not. But it's better to be safe than sorry. All right, another option, especially for those of you that lecture and use PowerPoint, it's good to have a pointer and a clicker so that you can extend and you're not tethered to the desktop. But that's regardless of this setup anyway. All right, one more thing we're going to do is come over here to the actual instructor station, and I'm going to show you the various cords that you're going to work with. So what we have here is an HDMI, I think that's what this is called, cable. So you will either connect with this or you will connect with this more traditional, maybe this is the HDMI. I don't know, I'm not an IT person. So whatever this cord is, you'll either use this cord or you'll use this cord to connect with. You will also have a connection for the house speakers. So if you use this cord, then you'll have to actually connect your headphone jack so that it can be picked up by the speakers. This one is both video and audio, so you don't have to do a separate connection to your headphone jack. All right, so that's the various things that we need. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to hop into the actual setup. Okay, so a couple things to be familiar with are the ports on your laptop. You have the HDMI port, which is right here, and then you have that other thingamajigger, we'll call it that, which is right here, and right next to it usually is your headphone jack. So those are the primary ones that you'll need, and of course your power, but you should know that. All right, so in setting up, I prefer using the HDMI. It's only one cord that you have to worry about. And like I said, it plays the audio as well as the video. All you gotta do, man, just plug it in. If I can find the right one. And you're good to go in terms of having your laptop set up to your instructor station. The only other thing that you need to do, and right now I'm setting this up where I'm not using any external cameras or microphones. I'm only going to use the laptop right now. It works just as fine doing it this way. If you come around this way, you can see on the instructor station, there's usually a box where you could toggle between different positions, and you could see where it says laptop HDMI. And that's the one we would select. Or if you were to do the VGA, which is the other old school connect, then you would use the laptop VGA and select that one. So once you select it, all I have to do is turn my laptop on, and you should see on this screen, as well as my screen, I'll turn it around, where it's showing up on both. So at this point, I have my laptop connected to the instructor station, and I have the projector on, and it's projecting up here, all right? So one other thing that you should do is, and I need to log back in here. You guys don't look at my password. So one other thing that you should do is really consider changing your setup, your video setup, if I can get it to work. There we go. Right here, you can see how you have duplicate, which is the setup now, and what that means is that whatever is on my laptop will show on the instructor station. Whatever's on the instructor station automatically shows up on the projector, all right? Or we can do it where it's extended and it creates two different video screens. Okay, I thought I'd take a moment to pause and show you how to do the PC keystrokes to change your display. So you can either do the F8 key, or you could do a combination of the Windows key and the P. And it's going to bring up a screen that allows you to select if you want to mirror or extend your display. And I'll show you that in a follow-up screenshot. If you're using a Mac, there are no shortcut keys that I'm aware of. Instead, you'll have to go into your system preferences to change your display options. Here's what the change display options are and what it would look like, and you can go through and select the one that you want. So now this video screen is separate but connected from my laptop video screen, all right? So now what I have the power to do is, let's say I'm in Webnet and I'm using Webnet and I'm teaching class. I have the capability now of having the class that's in Webnet on this monitor, and I can see all of the students here. And I turn this so that the other students can also see these students, all right? And then I'll use my laptop to run my PowerPoint slides. They'll still show up here. And I can also use my laptop video camera so that they can see me. So if I'm standing out here talking, they can see me off of the video camera on the laptop, plus I can see them on the monitor screen, and they can see the PowerPoint slides. So it works out really well, and if they have a question, sometimes I'm so focused out here, I may not look over and I'll forget, but another student will say, hey, such and such has a question, and I'll just say, hey, Sharon, you have a question, what's your question? They'll say their question. Because they're hooked into the laptop is what I'm running Webnet through. It'll come through the speakers. They can hear me through the microphone. The entire class can hear them through the speakers, so they can ask their question. And I may throw it out to the class and say, that's a really good question. Can anybody answer that? And you can get interaction. Now, one of the things that you have to do when you have a stationary camera, so this room is not set up for a Webnet. It doesn't have cameras that, will follow you or anything like that. So one of the things you might have to do, first of all, is make sure you know kind of the angle of the camera and the scope of the camera. How far can you walk out? How far over can you walk? If you plan to use the board, which a lot of times I will use the board, I'll use PowerPoint slides, but sometimes I'll turn off the PowerPoint, I'll raise up, and I'll write. So I want to make sure that, and I'll ask the people who are on Webnet, please let me know if you can see this. I'll angle the camera so that I can both lecture out here and they can see me, but then I can write on the board and I know where they can see. So sometimes I'll have a little mark where I know I can't go past this point, and I'll have a mark on this side saying I can't go past that point. And that allows me to both write on the board as well as use the PowerPoint slides. Now, the other thing is you don't have to worry about showing the PowerPoint slides through the camera. All you have to do is share your Webnet screen. If you share your Webnet screen, they'll be able to see your PowerPoint slides. All right, so you don't have to worry about them being able to see this entire screen. It's really difficult to see what's being projected off of this screen through the camera, so don't worry about that. All right, so I'm back to show you how to do the setup with the Mac, and it's really the same thing as a setup with the PC. The only difference really is that you're going to need an adapter if you use the thingamajigger, as I like to call it. And all you have to do is connect these two and then connect it into your laptop. Or the way I have this set up already is use the HDMI. So you see it set up here, and we have it on the duplicate. So everything is set up nicely for you. One of the things you may notice on here, I'm using my friend's laptop. And she likes her privacy. She doesn't trust the man, so she has her camera blocked. So make sure you take the little sticker off when you go to actually use it. But other than that, you're set up. So the last thing I'm going to show you is actually how the Webnet will look once you're in. So I'll be right back. All right, now we're in Webnet, and I'm going to show you how it actually looks in the classroom when you're trying to lecture and you're using Webnet and PowerPoint, as well as if you wanted to use the board. All right, so I have here my Webnet, which is turned on, and it's the typical look of what you would see in Webnet or in Zoom. It's very similar. And you also want to make sure you have your PowerPoint slides on, and I have a set of PowerPoint, so I'm going to be lecturing on this today. And my other screen, my instructor screen, is independent, and so is my video for the students that are in the classroom. So what I want to do is go into presentation mode. Oh, I'm sorry. Before we go into presentation mode, we need to share from our Webnet, so share content, and we're going to share screen 1, which is this screen, and you'll see in the corner it'll identify which screen is screen 1, and if you hover over this, you can see up here it says screen 2. We're going to share screen 1. No. We're going to share screen 2. So screen 2 is what I'm going to have my PowerPoint slides on for both the classroom as well as the Webnet. Right now, the way I have this set up is that my screen for Webnet is showing up on the instructor's monitor. You can drag screens over. So I can show you really quickly that I can grab this screen over here and I can drag it. So I can drag it wherever I want. So if I want this to be the monitor that I have set up for all of my students, and right now I have this set up. There's someone who's logged in, but she's not in front of her screen right now. So this would be a bunch of students that would be in your Webnet class right here. On here I have my PowerPoint slides, maybe, but they're not showing up again. Oh, because I'm not in presentation mode. There we go. All right, so now you can see that your PowerPoint slides are showing, your classroom is showing on a separate one as well. And now you can go about lecturing. My camera is on right here, and the other people can see me. This is a little monitor of what the students can see. So if I'm out here lecturing, I can make sure that I'm still on screen. They can see me as I'm walking around and talking and pointing at PowerPoint slides. They can still see me, and they can see the PowerPoint slides. And again, if I want them to see the board, I'll just make sure this is angled at a way where if I raise this up and write on the board, you can see on this little bitty monitor of me writing on the board, they can still see the writing. And you just make sure you have a black or dark marker so that they can see it right large, but they'll let you know if they can't see it. All right, so what we're gonna do is I'm gonna have my colleague, Dr. Fan, actually go over to her computer and show you what she sees as a student on her computer. All right, so one of the things that you can see from the view on the student's projector, on the student's laptop, is that they can see the PowerPoint slides. They can also see me as I'm talking, right? Right now they can't really see the class just because simply the angle I have the laptop, and you want to make sure you have the laptop at an angle where you can speak to everyone comfortably and look at everyone comfortably. But let's say that I want to go between the PowerPoint slides and using the board. What I can do then is simply raise this up. You should hit B on your computer, and what that will do is black the PowerPoints. And the reason for that is that it'll get rid of a glare from the projector, so that as you begin to write, and I have hello written here, the student should be able to see this. Now the student can toggle between views. They have one screen that is a view of the camera, and they have another view that is the PowerPoint shared view. And they can toggle between those views, and they can make this view larger. And I believe that that was just done, and so you should be able to see hello and be able to write and do all those wonderful things. The students, I can still see the students up here, and what I'm going to do is ask the person that's filming, Dr. Fan, to come around here, and we're going to switch. She's going to act like she is the instructor, and I am the student sitting here, and now you can see how the student would look from the instructor's view and what you would see. So you would see all of the students on the screen up there. And that's all there is to it. All right, that is basically the setup in terms of how things would operate. The only other thing that I would say is you could set these up. It's good to have a mic because these tend to pick up a little bit better, especially if you're one that likes to do a lot of discussion with the class. Oftentimes, your mic in your laptop, as well as any type of portable mic in a camera, is going to be kind of unidirectional. So it's going to pick up the direction it's facing. It'll pick up white noise horribly, but not much else. So people that are talking in the back of class, it'll be difficult for people online to hear them. Having one of these mics really helps. So you can set, most of these mics have settings on them where you can change it from unidirectional to multi-directional. So it'll pick up all around. And setting one of these up, usually I like to set it up someplace more central so it can pick up everybody. I'll do a mic check at the beginning of class. I'll do a video check just to see what can be seen. Sometimes I'll actually come and turn the camera around if we're having a class discussion so that the people can see the entire class. And then I'll make sure I walk out here so I can be seen as well on the camera. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks again for watching this video. I'd be happy to answer any questions you might have. I've listed my email address. You could also contact the Faculty Development Center, and I'm sure they could help you as well. Take care.